Hello, hello, my friends. It's me, KP. I'm here in my studio, the Moon and the Maker, home of Art Foamies, and I'm here for Daily Heart. Oh, no, not Daily Heart. Sorry, ArtFoamies Fun Friday. I'm so confused. And welcome. Thanks for being here. Cecilia is here. Christina, Jim, welcome. Janice is here. Linda, Patty. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Catherine is here. Who else? Deb is here. Heather, Diana, Cynthia Yarberry, nice to see you. Amy is here. Sharon, Bernadette. Bernadette says, making great progress on my studio space. Yay, that feels so good. I understand. Pam is here. Patty's Vintage Shop, and you're coming here from your vacation. Thanks so much. Wendy, Deb Peak is here, and who else? I hope I'm not missing anyone. Mary Lynn Kelly. Yay, thank you so much. Yes, Anita, welcome. Puffer is here. I hope I'm not missing anyone. If I did, please forgive me. I just get excited, get ahead of myself. Anyway, we have some fun stuff because it is Art Foamy Fun. And let's see. So today we are celebrating that we are having Megan Quinlan in the house. Well, she, not that she's here with me, but her art foamies are on the website again just for the weekend. Okay. So it's a long story. I know that many of you, I hope all of you follow Megan, and she just this week released some Solstice sets, and she sold out like in less than a day. And so she said, please, can you just offer them again for the weekend, because I can't, do all the shipping and so on and so forth. So we opened up her Solstice sets, okay, the new Solstice sets, and we just went ahead and opened up her original sets for the weekend as well, because literally we've had so many requests, okay? And we want to make them, they are special. We are going to keep them special. They are limited edition. Remember, they're not like just, being sold by the millions, sadly. But no, they are special, and we are only going to have them. This is the last that you will get these sets from us. And in 2024, we have lots more new stuff coming out. So Patty McFarlane is here. Welcome. Who else? Ellen. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Rini, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on my hair. As you know, I chopped it all off on Thursday. I actually had made the appointment a while ago. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I was just ready. It feels great. I love it. It is just so comfortable, and I just needed a refresher. So yay. So Deb says, I just got my sets in today's mail. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around. I know you all wanted to see my hairdo, but I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the art foamies. We'll go over them again, and I'll just show you a makey, and we'll have a little fun. So yeah, let's do it. All right. Now, I may have to adjust my settings on my camera, or I may have to do some lighting. If I do, forgive me, but that's just, it's been, the overhead lighting sometimes acts weird and starts strobing out. So hopefully we'll be okay. All right. So I am first going to, yes, it's going to do that weird autofocus thing here. Let me fix that. And hopefully, I don't know. Once I fix this, it's probably going to do that weird strobing thing. So just give me a minute, and I am going to try to fix this. Okay. All right. Okay. So hopefully that's okay. All right. So first of all, I'm going to show you Megan's sets just in case you have not seen them. Now, I'm sure you probably have seen them, but we'll go over them again one more time. These are her Solstice sets, and oh my goodness, now I'm going to be silly, and they're not here. Okay, hold on. We have the girl and the wreath. Yes. Okay. So, and I do have them stamped out here. Actually, so I'm going to turn around our, yes, they are listed. Janine, welcome. Nice to see you. Yes, so I'm going to turn this around just so you can see them stamped out, because I do have a sample that I'm working on. Okay. and this will give you a great idea of what they all look like, okay? And I have to say, I did a very different palette, and I love it. It's sort of, I think a little sort of mid-century modern, a little bit, I don't know. It just seems fresh and a little bit different, although I did try to bring some traditional color in as well. Okay, so first you have the full length girl and the wreath. Okay, and there is set number. Well, I don't know if they're not numbered, but this is she has 3 winter solstice sets that are brand new. Okay, she had them on her website just for a day. I think on Monday she released them, and they were gone. So she said, let's just open them up in your shop. And that way you can all do the shipping, which is great. Okay, not complaining. Anyway, this is her and the wreath, and you can see it is the full wreath. I just had it chopped off there. Okay, and she stands approximately 6.5 inches tall by about, I think, 3 inches. Let me get my ruler and measure these for you. Now, I don't understand. I had my ruler out all day. I was using it, and now it's not here. I don't know what happens when I come live. Everything just scurries off and hides from me. Yes, Janine says it's a very vintage wintry palette. I like the teal with red. Yes, me too. I love teal with red anyway. So this just gave me some excuses. And when we get to the makey part, I will share with you my, the colors that I used, and give you a little bit of, technique with this. Okay. So anyway, she stands, again, about 6.5 inches tall by about, I guess about 3.25 or about 3 inches wide at her widest point. The wreath is about 3 inches long because of that ribbon. Okay. And then about 2.5 inches wide. All right. So, and again, there's that set. And I believe that all 3 of these sets are $16. Okay. So it's a fair deal, right? Okay. So that's set number 1. Set number 2 is the, and you know what? I know Megan has probably names for these. I don't know. But the girl in plaid, how about that? Lady in red, I don't know. Anyway, it comes with this girl here. She's just beautiful. And the tree. Okay, so you get these 2. And that's set number 2. And she is, it's just her bodice, or, her body, or half body. It's not a full length. And it's about 3.5 inches wide, a little over 3.5 actually, by about 5 inches tall. Okay, and there she is again. And the tree, again, about the same. It's a little over 3 inches wide by about 5 inches tall. Okay, really plain. The topper here is actually another one. This, I use this a lot, okay? And this is not in one of her Solstice sets. This is in her very first original motif set, okay? Which I believe, I haven't looked at them on the website in a while, but I believe it's a set of 4, okay? And I love these, okay? Even like if you don't have these from her original pop-up shop, definitely get them because they are very useful small stamps. I really love them. And these are some that I use all the time. And so here you can see I use the little flower in its entirety. And then again, I just use the top part of it, okay, without stamping the stem or the leaves. I used it for the tree topper, and I used it for a little bit of the background with the snow person and with the full length girl. Okay, so and that's a tiny one. This one, again, it's part of a set, and it's about 2 inches long by about, not even 1 inch wide. Her final set in the Solstice is her snow person. Okay, it also has an ornament. This ornament here, it's the snow person, the ornament, and the cranberries. Okay, And I'm sorry, but I don't, oh no, here's my cranberries. I was going to say, I didn't think they were there, but, and so there they are. And you can see them in relation to each other. So the snow person is about 4 3/4 tall by about 2 3/4 wide at the widest point. And then you get the little cranberries and, or holly. I don't know. I think they're cranberries. Super cute. Whatever they are, they're just adorable. I think it might be one of my favorite little accoutrements. I don't really talk like that, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, so 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. That's the cranberries. And then the ornament is about 3.5 by about 1 and almost 1.5. Okay. So for that one, you get a set of 3. And I believe all 3 of these sets are $16. Okay. So, and then the only other stamps that I used on this sampler, okay, is my Winter Magic stamps from the Winter Art Poetry set. And here, you know, you've seen these, love all the art poetries. And I couldn't believe that I actually found my art foamy poetries right now are a mess. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you, not even organized. I've made all my little holders and folders, and they're still not organized right now. I'm going to try to do better in the new year. It's going to be, maybe I might even do a resolution. I don't know. I usually don't, but we'll think about it. Anyway, Winter Magic. Okay. And I thought that really just was perfect for my little layout. And then the only other 2 stamps, art foamies, that I used on here, again, from Megan's original motif set, and that is her little sprig. Okay, and I used it sideways so I could hang the ornament off of it. And then her little sort of signature little, I don't know, bubble stacks, okay, or a little cloud. So I used that there on the bottom, and it really ties in. One of the reasons I decided to use it was because it really ties in with her other motifs here in her ornament, here in her snow person, here in her girl. So, you know, you get the idea. And so I thought that was a really nice flow. And then what I did, I just, you know, I stamped everything out. Okay. I saved them in this little envelope here. Well, it's not very little, but so here's some of the pieces. And what I did was I took a piece of 12 by 12. Heather says the berries would make a fun little flower too. Super cute. Yes, so cute. I know. And, you know, you can use it for cherries. You can use it for, you know, they could be, I don't know. I guess maybe they were holly berries. But I figure you could use it without, if you didn't ink up the stem, you could just do little bubbles. I mean, just so cute, right? Is Megan here? Oh my gosh, I didn't see if Megan jumped on here. Sometimes she comes for ArtFoamies Fun Fridays, so if I missed you, Megan, I'm sorry, but usually she does watch. Judith Lapato, welcome. Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, it really is. Her ArtFoamies are just gorgeous. I love them. And so let me show you how I did this for the sampler part, okay? So I took my 12 by 12 piece of watercolor paper. Megan, yay, she is here. Have your ears been burning, or did you just jump on here? Welcome, Megan Quinlan. And I've just been talking about your beautiful images and showing them off. Showing the sampler, I am going to finish. It's not all the way completed. I wanted to come here, show you how I made this, and we are going to sort of finish one in its entirety if you want to come to the after party. Okay, if you're my patron, you're invited automatically. You can sign up on my patron page for a free trial, and then you can come and check out ArtFoamies Fun Friday after party. Okay, super fun too. Anyway, okay, so 12 by 12 piece of watercolor paper, and then I stamped these all out. And I will tell you, I just stamped them using my graphite. Okay, which I'm going to show you another fun sort of technique, okay, using the graphite, which I've shared with you before. But anyway, it's a little messy, and it's not, I don't know. I just did it because it was fast and I could get that dark color and be able to, you know, I don't know, just work quickly without too much fuss. And so that's why I did it. Okay. Normally, I think I would rather stamp for what I ended up doing. If I could do it all over again, or, well, I can do it all over again, but when I do it all over again, I'll probably stamp in something permanent, either Moonlight Duo Black or maybe Black Gesso. I don't know. Anyway, so I stamped these all out. And then what I did was I just placed them around, okay, on my 12 by 12 to see how I wanted to get it placed, okay, to see, you know, if they would all fit and how they may look best, okay? Or, you know, I mean, not that there's not other configurations. There are, but I just, you know, and you could play with it sort of like a puzzle if you want to. But anyway, and I knew probably almost from the beginning that I was not going to use this stamp in its entirety. Okay, at first I just had stamped it sort of off the edge, but then I decided I wanted it right above her head. So I went ahead and just placed it like that. And then, you know, I just kept going with it. Okay, so, and I could shuffle things around, you know, if I felt like, oh, that's not quite, you know, at one point I was thinking I was going to put a hat maybe on him. I ended up using, I'm sorry, I did have one more stamp that I did put on him. This is a little crown that I made. It's not for sale. It was another experiment. However, I will tell you that Keisha Devaney has one in one of her little sets almost just like this. So that would be perfect. Okay. Or a little hat, whatever. Anyway, I knew I wanted something on his head. So I knew I had to leave a little leeway here. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down too. And, you know, because I wanted to leave room for my words. At first, I was thinking it was going to be like winter magic or something, but then I ended up saying, no, I want to use it all together. So I just use this as a little placeholder too. And then, you know, I just continued along like that. Okay. And then also I do have that other stamp somewhere. The little, well, I can't find the cutout, so I'll just put that there just to show. Oops, and you know, I'm sorry, my camera is at a weird angle. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. Okay, so hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully that's okay. Let me go back a little bit. Let's see if that's better. Okay, so anyway, got it like that and said, yes, okay, I think this is gonna work. So then, I won't lie to you, I took a photograph, okay, because I knew if I moved this all away, I would forget where everything was. So I took a picture and then I moved it all away. I saved it in my little envelope actually, because I knew I might want to use, you know, I could use these for other things. I can paint them or color them and, you know, use them for my fodder, right? So I'll save those in there. And then, you know, I went ahead and drew out my grids, okay? And I just took a ruler and oh, you know what? Can't remember now. I can't remember if I think I might have made some little marks. Yes, I did. I made little marks around my pieces, just tiny little pencil marks, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and just do this. And I used regular pencil for, well, actually, it's not regular. It's a black wing, which is kind of special. And just... holder here because I need to know where I want to stop. I want to stop maybe right about there. So you get the idea. I am not, and you probably can tell this about me just by barely knowing me. But I'm not very good at measuring. I don't really love to measure. So, I'll just sort of eyeball it. That's what I just draw my lines lightly. And then that's what they make erasers for. So I did all that, drew out my little grid, and then I went ahead knowing, again, because I had all my, my photograph of how I wanted, where I wanted everything placed, and then I went ahead and stamped, okay? Then I made my decision, do I want to watercolor or do I want to use acrylic? So I decided that because this was probably going to be handled, and because I wanted sort of a more, sort of a more opaque and a little bit more substantial look. I didn't want it to be washy, wanted a little bit more, graphic-y, I guess you could say. I decided to use my So Flat paints, okay? Ooh, Judith says, taking the comprehensive doll class, haven't made anything yet, but ideas are swirling. Yes, good, because Megan and I are working together on something fun. We are so excited about it. And it will also go along with her comprehensive doll class. And, we've been doing a lot of dolls in Patreon just because we have so much imagery that really lends itself to that. So super, super fun. And so you're going to definitely want to make one of these, okay? Because this I actually made to hold my dolls, okay? And I love making pockets, I love making folders, but this specifically I made to hold my paper dolls. You can, I have this envelope, I can put that in there, and I used my November stamp because this is for stuff I'm making in November. Although I did not make these in November, but I'm still going to put them in just so you can see how cute they would look all tucked in here, right? And also, if you wanted to make clothes, like if you wanted to make little doll clothes, or if you wanted to make little wings or hats or whatever to add on, right? You can keep them, you can make another pocket here, or you could keep them in your little extra envelope, right? So, so fun. So anyway, let's see, I'm missing all the comments. Anyway, so made my grids, okay, stamped all of my imagery into each section, and then I used my golden So Flat acrylics, and I chose the So Flat again because it is a matte acrylic, because it's nice and opaque. I knew it would kind of cover some of my, you can see here that graphite is water soluble, so it gets a little smeary, and I knew that would help sort of eliminate and take care of that problem, okay? So anyway, I just painted in, and you can see here my palette, and I am going to pull out the colors that I used. I used cobalt teal, definitely white. I did have my titanium white because a lot of the colors I turned, I made them into a tint, okay? So that would be cut with tabs on the, oh, I guess I must have missed something. So I don't know. I'm not going to try to answer any of these comments because I have no clue. I'm lost. Anyway, I'm just going over my palette. Titanium white, cobalt teal. I did use my light magenta, my naphthol pink. I didn't want to use a real red, okay? I wanted to keep it in the pink family, but this is nice red. And I did glue, this is glued on to, I actually used an old record album. Okay, so you know that I love to do trash to treasure. I love to turn my old junk that I'm going to throw away into something. So I'm holding it in my hand and I'm saying, I'm going to throw this away. I don't need it anymore. And then I'm like, no, I'm inspired. Inspiration has hit me. And I run and I make something, and then it keeps it out of the landfill, right? So anyway, this is an old record album that I have transformed and have turned into a large pocket for my paper dolls, okay, or whatever. You know, maybe it's journal pages, maybe it's a calendar. It can be for whatever you want. You know, maybe it's your I don't know, photographs. I have no clue, but let's just stick our paper dolls in here. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. Um, and I have so many different ones, you know, but they don't really go together. No rhyme. Lots just from demos. Some are missing their heads. Haven't even glued them together yet. So you get the idea though. And it makes just a real cute collection. You can find everything you need. And it keeps it nice and flat. And especially since this is nice and firm, you know, they're not going to get all bent up, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm going to finish this off. Again, finish showing you my palette. So we already went through it, but I'll do it again. Titanium white, cobalt teal, light magenta, naphthol pink, neutral gray, number 8, I guess that is, and neutral gray number 5. Okay. I did use a little bit of my own mixture. This is something I've mixed. This was titanium white so flat, and I did mix it with burnt sienna to come out with a little bit of a flesh tone, a medium sort of flesh tone. I sometimes darken it, sometimes lighten it, depending on, you know, what, you know, skin tone I want my person. Okay. I also did use this nice dark green, and I did use a tiny, tiny bit of Payne's Gray, really just for her hair, but that's it. And I don't know, honestly, yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing her hair dark too, so I'll probably use it for that. Anyway, I did just stick to those colors that I just shared with you in different variations, okay? Because as you can see, I just used a piece of newsprint for mixing, smushing on, you know, and so I just used those colors and mixed, you know, either little variations together, a little bit of like for instance, this kind of green, the sagey green is just the dark green and white with a teeny, teeny drop of teal in it. Okay. Yeah. And some of my teals, I just mixed with a lot of white. And then same with the pink. If I wanted it a little bit lighter, my light magenta, I just mixed it with white. So it just gave me these different variations on the colors, okay? So, and then I just started painting, okay? I just painted, and then once I got things to my liking, I did go back over with a paint pen, a white paint pen, mostly white. I will say, let's see, did I use any other color paint pens? I don't think I used any other color paint pens, just a couple different thicknesses. I did use my extra fine, I used my regular fine, and I used more of a bold bullet tip, okay? And depending on where. And anyway, and then I glued it to my album cover, and then on the back, and I do have to share this with you. I used some, just some cute scrapbook paper, decorative paper, to cover up what was on here, okay? It's nice that it was red, so I found a red one, and I just had to show you this, though. This at the top on the, because this was a Christmas album, okay? And it says a collector's limited edition. So cute. I just couldn't resist. I had to not cover that up. So super fun. And then I used my November stamp from the new months of the year ArtFoamies poetry set. Although, you know, whatever. I also thought, you know, if I wanted to stamp the words paper doll, or if I wanted to, you know, stamp different, all the months, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, just to sort of show another way that you might use that. I'm going to go ahead and finish her off for you. And then before we go, I will show you the rest of Megan's other collections, okay? And actually, you know what? I'm super upset with myself right now because I pulled out Megan's little folder that she sent me. I I do this all the time. I like pull it out. I'm like, I'm going to do something special with this. And then I don't know what I did with it. And I wanted to show that to you because it has so many of her cute images in it. But, oh, well, I don't know. I think it has a lot of Halloween, which, as you know, the Halloween and Frida's are not, they're not available again. Sorry, I'm not even going to bother looking for that. I'll just pull those out and show them to you after. Also, of course, you can use it or look on the website, of course. Catherine says I'd use them for fodder. The palette papers. Oh, yes. These are great to use for fodder too. Wonderful. Yes, for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and do her hair dark. So I'm going to pull that Payne's Gray back out. I'm just going to paint it in kind of quickly. I already started on her little wreath. Yes, isn't she so, so pretty? Megan draws the prettiest faces and prettiest clothing. And definitely, of course, go over and make sure that you look at Megan's Instagram, because she has lots and lots of beautiful examples. It's always really fun to design these with Megan. I mean, they're Megan's designs, of course, but when they come to me, they're in a different form. They're in a drawing, and I take and create the line work to turn them into art foamies. So lots of times, like, they may be open, and then I'll turn them into a solid. In this case, this one's kind of fun because we did do that at first. I turned her hair solid, and then Megan came back and she said, I'd really like to try her with open hair so you can color it in whatever color you want, and it's not solid. So I wasn't sure if it would work, but it did, and I love it. And I will tell you, I thought about making her, this one, more light-haired, but I didn't want to put any other changes in my color palette right now. Okay, I like keeping it as simple and uniform. Okay, so that's why I decided to go ahead and do it in the Payne's Gray, same as her. Also kind of keeps those elements of design, keeps them happy with the unity and the variety, right? Oops, I just accidentally painted over a little holly berry, but that's okay, because keep in mind that, of course, I can just, the So Flat is nice and opaque, right? I can easily just go back over that and drop in another little dot of red, and she'll be good to go. Again, you can see her neck has some smearing because the outline that I stamped in is water soluble, okay? So I am now using my So Flat acrylic to paint over and just get rid of all that, okay? And, of course, I can do some shading right on here. It's going to look kind of just real flat at first, but I can build up my layers, right? And that's what I'm going to do. Just build that right in there. And go on her face. And, sometimes if you accidentally cover up a line or whatever, you can just so easily go back in and fix that right up. And I'm actually going to obliterate that line a little bit between her neck and her chin on purpose. I'll go back in and fix it up after it dries. You can see a little bit better. Oh my goodness. So I cannot believe that we're over 1 week into November. How about you all? Are you all ready for the holidays? Because I'm not feeling like it yet. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm just gonna trying to work kind of quickly. Finish up her face here. Sort of avoid her eye area. Want to keep the whites of her eyes. Color of the paper. Again, obliterated that line between her neck and her chin on purpose. I'll go back in and fix that up after. So, and I kind of like it, honestly, with a little bit of that graphite as my underlayer. It does move a little bit with the acrylic, but it kind of sometimes is nice. You don't want to get it too mushed around, but sometimes it's kind of nice because it kind of creates a little bit of almost like a little bit of shadow or a little bit of value. That's nice, you know. All right, so again, I am going to get just a tiny bit of burnt sienna straight on my brush, okay, just to do. Oh, are you going to see your grandson, Jim, or are they coming to visit you? Who said she needs Frida antlers? That would be so cute. You could definitely use the little antlers that came with the Frida set would be so cute on her, right? Anyway, here again, I mixed a little burnt sienna with a little straight burnt sienna with my flesh tone that I've been using, and I'm just using that to sort of create, a little bit of darker value and just give her, a little bit of color. I'll do some of that on her face as well. Look under her nose, under her lips, under her eyes. That just a little, sort of. And then I do, of course, think she needs a little rosy cheek, so I'm going to give her a little pink and maybe some red or pink lips. You don't have to get too carried away, but, like it to show up. I'm going to go ahead and put that on her lips, even though I probably will cover it with a little more red as well. Okay. A little pink in the corners of her eyes there. And then also, let's see, I think I'm going to make her eyes green. Okay, I'm going to make them green. And I am going to mix a little bit of the dark green with a little white. Make sort of that sagey color for her eyes. And I'm sort of blobbing it in there. I'm going to have to go back in and define it a little bit better. And of course, put a little white for the gleam in the eye and all that good stuff. That's all little details that, of course, I like to pay attention to. But it might be something that, I just do at the very end, of course, right? So, red. I'm going to use a little bit. Patty, you're so funny. Not well, though. Patty says, I just feel impressed that you can paint and talk at the same time. But whether I talk well or not is a whole different story. Oftentimes I will just trail off and completely sort of forget what I'm saying. And, so I might not do the best at either one. But don't give me any gum to chew, that's for sure. All right, so again, for this especially, I think I am going to take a little bit of my black paint pen. And I didn't really use any black paint pen really anywhere else. To be honest, I used more graphite to go in and do, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting choked up, to go in and do detail. But for her eyes here, I want them kind of dark, so I am going to just use my little paint pen here for that. Okay, so that makes them nice and dark. Gave her back her little pupil. I'm going to blow dry it just for a quick second so that I can then go in and give her that little gleam that is so important. Ooh, Catherine, I can't wait. I hope you'll share pictures of what you've made. And if you're, selling anything, we all love the opportunity to see your wonderful Christmas items. So make sure that you're sharing in our community page. Right. And then, so for her collar, I do want it to be white. However, remember some of that gray smeared on there. So I am going to use my white paint to paint right over it. Okay, and I think I'm going to just go ahead to the little dots there. I'm going to paint over with white. I think I'm going to make her dress red. The naphthol pink, actually, so do that. I'm going to switch brushes. Maybe something just a little bigger. Where? One thing again about the golden So Flats, and one of the reasons I love them is because of their opacity. They do also dry matte, which I really like. Do remind me sort of more of a gouache, or like an acrylic gouache. So they're very different, really, from almost anything else that I have painted with. Even really, because like high flow or fluid acrylics are very, well, sort of the way they sound, flowy and fluidy, right? So they really move, and I'm used to watercolors, my first love, and I'm very used to that flowiness, right? These do not. These really, you have to sort of push them and move them, but again, that opacity is just terrific. And I love the way that acrylic looks on paper. I have sort of an affinity for the look of that. It's so, I don't know. I think the So Flats are really a nice alternative. Again, sort of graphic-y, if that's even a word. I don't think it is. I do sometimes wet it just a little bit, wet my brush, okay, just to make it move and spread a little bit further and easier, especially in these little small detail areas. All right. While I'm doing this, does anybody want to guess a number for, let's see. We're going to do a draw, or we're going to do the guess a number game for you to win a set of Megan's of your choice. How about that? And I won't forget, I am going to pull out the other stamps and just go over her other collections with you, okay? I'm just using my little graphite pencil to redefine some of the lines that I maybe accidentally painted over or whatever. And then I'm just going to take my dark green. I'm going to actually take a couple colors of greens and do a little plaid. Let's do a little plaid. All right, so okay. Oh my gosh, you're way ahead of me. I have my little number here already written down. I'm going to call them out so everybody knows that I see your number. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with Catherine, 36, Ron, 59, Sharon, 11, Mary Lynn, 42, Deb Bergstrom, 12, Brianna, Orange Spiral Arts, 22, Christina, 37, Cecilia, 75, Patty's Vintage Shop, 25, Patty Campbell, 9, Bernadette, 13, Cynthia, 51, Deb Peak, 67, Pam Shells, 56, Wendy, you're so funny, Judith Lopato, 52, Wendy, 60, Janice, 26, Cynthia Yarberry, 51, Linda Weber, 45, Kathleen Hartley, 62. Okay, let me just stop for a second. If you have not guessed, continue to guess. I'm going to end it in 1 minute at 4:49. And you only get one guess. If two people guess the same and get it correct, I'll send 2 gifts. If more than 2 people get it, we will have to re-guess, okay? Kathleen Hartley is the last one that I have. If you don't guess it right on the nose, you get it. The person closest to it without going over will win, okay? So let's go back over here. I'm going to read these one more time. Let's see. Okay. Once again, Catherine, 36, Patty McFarlane, 59, Sharon, 11, Marilyn Kelly, 42, Deb Bergstrom, 12, Brianna, 22, Christina, 37, Cecilia, 75, Patty's Vintage Shop, 25, Patty Campbell, 9, Bernadette, 13, Cynthia Yarberry, 51, Deb Peak, 67, Pam Shells, 56, Judith Lopato, 52, Wendy, 60, Janice Sigmund, 26, Cynthia Yarberry, 51, Linda Weber, 45, Kathleen Hartley, 62, Rini Van Duzen, 48, Jim Smith, 2, Megan, 22, Dare, 17. Okay, the end. Last call. Anybody else want to take a guess? Number calling has ended. And let's see who is the winner. I believe, I don't want to say it wrong. Let me just check. Okay. Yes, we do have a winner. It is Linda Weber. Woohoo! What a weak woohoo that was. But, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for anybody to win. I love giving stuff away. Thank you for playing. And I've been really good about doing the prizes, so I'm just happy about that. Anyway, okay, she's almost done. That's always super fun. Again, thanks for playing along, and congratulations this week to Linda Weber. Linda, I'll message you either later this evening or tomorrow, okay? Anyway, finishing our little plaids here, just going across the lines. And then, of course, it would be fun also to fill in, maybe just take a little of that same sort of green and make my little sage green again and fill in some of the squares with little sage green, okay, or little pale color in every other little square. And again, that really helps sort of cover any of the, the little smushy, smeary lines that I had from the graphite. Okay, and then here I am going to go ahead and fill in her little belt there. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. And then, of course, one of the things I also like to do that I wanted to share with you is to take then your colored pencils. Your regular colored pencils are always super fun to take, and you can just do some little highlights. It's really nice. That pencil, does really nice mark making right over the dry colored pencil. Okay, so you can give nice highlights or also extra, shadows. You can, and if it's a little too much, if you want to smear it, pull it back a little bit, you can take some of your other color and just, again, do some deeper burnishing and do some deeper values. Okay, so nice to get just some different little variations on there. Unless you want to keep it just completely flat, that's great too. But lots of times, and you can see I did that sort of around these edges. So maybe you have like a nice little pink and you want to deepen this just a bit. Okay, maybe you could even go around and make yourself some borders, but it's just nice to give the differential between your line work a little bit of value. Okay, so, and you can choose the color that you want to, excuse me, use by the color that's there. And again, if you want to burnish that out, you could always, I take my white pencil sometimes and just give it a little smush, and that will help it so it doesn't look quite so, chalky, or I don't know, doesn't have all those sort of pencil lines. Okay, and you can do the same thing even if you wanted to bump up the color in the cheeks or something like that. And again, it just gives another little dimension, another little texture. Okay, so then what I did when I finished everything, and so I consider this pretty much finished. I think actually I would like to take a little bit of my white. I'm going to take a little bit of white. I just have some gesso here. I'm going to smear it out. I'm just going to use my finger to smear a little bit out on my blotter there. And I'm going to just ink up this top portion of the stamp from her original collection, okay? And then I can use that here. And I love this. Stamping it in, different colors all over. It's just nice. All right, so do that. If I went over there, as you can see, as long as this is dry, I can easily wipe that off. And same with her hair here. Got that a little smushy, so let's wipe that off. And anything I don't really like, I can always paint over too, right? That's the beauty of that nice opaque paint too. Okay, so now my sampler's done. I will tell you, I'm going to grab this and show you really quick. I will be spraying this with my golden matte varnish. And I mean, it doesn't have to be this, but I do want a matte varnish or something, or maybe a satin. I don't want something shiny. I am going to want to protect this because, again, it's something I'm going to be handling. Okay, it's not, going to be hanging in a frame or hanging up on the wall. I'm going to be handling it and taking stuff in and out of it. But I do want to still protect it, and I want it to have an all even finish. Okay, I'm not going to do that now, but I just wanted you to know that I would. Or you could also use some wax, like if you have Dorland's wax. Again, as long I still would, for me, since I used water soluble, graphite, spraying it's going to be the best, because if I try to put any varnish or anything that I have to wipe across, it will smear some of that. Okay, so oh, Patty, yes. It's Patty. That is a great idea. She says it would be so pretty to take a photo of the sampler and use it for your holiday cards. And yes, again, if you did that, if it's for personal use, okay, and you're not selling your cards or you're not doing any print on demand type service, you could do that, okay? Again, as long as you handmade this and then you wanted to photograph it and use it only to create your handmade personal cards, you could do that, and it would be really, really pretty. Okay, so anyway, I'm pretty happy with the way this all came together. Lots of other little things that you could do just to make it extra fun. If you wanted to do little stitches, like you could do little hash marks or whatever, and make little stitches around your squares, make it more sampler like. However, I like the simplicity of it. Really happy. I like the way the red frames it off. Okay, that's the other thing too. You could take color and you could paint your borders. Again, I'm not gonna. I'm happy. If I do anything else, it's just going to be still taking some of these pencils and possibly doing some like edge work, just to have a little bit of deeper values. But other than that, I'm considering it pretty much done. Again, I just took an old regular LP, an album. I glued it to the front. Okay, I turned it over. I had glued part of this down. I made my slit, and voila! And now you have a nice sturdy pocket, and we're ready to go. And I think it would be really fun. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking that it might be kind of cool to do maybe 3 of these. I think 3 would probably be the maximum, because of the thickness, and bind them together to make some sort of like 12 by 12 pocket like book, where you could keep all of your your little ephemera and your little makeys and your fodders and your dolls all together. I'm just really into all the pocket stuff, so however it presents itself, I just love it. I hope you do too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Congratulations again to Linda for winning the set of your choice from Megan. I will show you the other Megan sets before we go, and we'll hopefully meet you over at the after party. For those of you who are my patrons, you should have received the Zoom link, and so you can head on over, and I'll be there shortly. Okay, and I don't know, you know what? Some of these, I don't have all of them, and sadly, a couple of them are my total favorites. So you'll just have to go on the website and look, because this was Megan's last collection, okay? But the ones from her first collection with the queen and the oh gosh, what do we called it? Like the moon phase girl and sort of that Matryoshka doll girl. Oh my gosh, I love that. I think I actually have her in here. I can show you. Oh yeah, some of her other girls are in here. So yes, her. Oh my gosh, if you don't have this, you should go and definitely get this one. So you can see here I used, this is one of my favorite pieces. I really love the way she turned out. And then her little houses. Oh my gosh, yes. And her girls, I have her girls stamped here too. Yes, these were her original 3 girls. So remember all those, plus her last collection, which again, I have a couple of these here. Oh, I've done a lot of work with Megan's just because I love them so much. And I know you all do too. So we're so excited to, bring these back again, just for the weekend. It's ending Sunday at midnight Central. Okay. So head on over to ArtFoamies, snag them up, and make sure you come back next week. We have extra special stuff happening, and I'm super excited. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you to Megan again. I don't know if she's still here or if I put her to sleep, but anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Come on over to the after party. Mwah. Stay safe, stay sane, stay makey, and I'll see you real soon. Next Friday, I hope, or at the after party.